Now to some sports news, as the Super Eagles have seen their chances of making the 2026 World Cup suffer a major hit after they were held to a draw at home by Zimbabwe. The Bafana are current league leaders in Group C with 13 points, 6 above the 7 accrued by the Super Eagles. However, that margin could be halved should FIFA return with a guilty verdict for South Africa, who have been accused of fielding an ineligible player. Arise sports correspondent Aaron Akerejola has more.
Was lost in thoughts for a moment there, because we are still live at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. The dust is settled for this particular World Cup qualifier series. We went against Rwanda in Kigali. We were there and we saw the Super Eagles play their hearts out to get a massive victory and a shot in the arm in their bid to qualify for the FIFA 2026 World Cup in USA, Canada, and Mexico. Then we came back home to this particular venue with the hopes that the Super Eagles will take a massive step forward to qualify for this Mundial and get their qualification back on track. Then the unthinkable happened. After a valiant effort from the players, maybe tired legs let them down. But while I'm feeling pain like several Nigerians about missed opportunities, there are now talks that just maybe there might be an inroad into the qualification. Let's dissect this.
Perhaps perturbed by the possibility of losing 3 points for fielding an ineligible player in their last game. Group C leaders in the 2026 FIFA World Cup Africa qualifiers, South Africa put another strong foot forward in their race to an automatic ticket with a 2-0 victory over Benin Republic in Abidjan. But that means that when they are stripped of 3 points, they will top Group C table by 10 points. Lesotho will benefit from South Africa's indiscretions and will rise to second with 9 points. Rwanda, in the meantime, will still have 8 points, and Nigeria will be left with 7 in fourth position. It only makes the task more daunting, as the Super Eagles will need to defeat Rwanda in Uyo on the 3rd of September, travel to Johannesburg on the 6th of September to take on Lesotho in Durban in South Africa on the 8th of October, and try to end our qualification on a high in Uyo on the 11th of October against a Benin side, whose coach Genotro still has a bone to pick with the Nigerian Football Federation and the way he was dismissed. It sounds very tricky on paper.
Looking at the permutation charts, it is very clear that 4 finals separates the Super Eagles from the Mundial in USA, Mexico, and Canada. But the big question is this: will the Super Eagles rise up to be counted? Or will they founder? Will they stumble? And will they cave in when the pressure is hardest? Let's see how it goes. Aaron Akerejola reporting for Arise News live from the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium.
All right, thank you for that, Aaron. Rufai, why do you think Aaron doesn't want to come and do this report here in person?
Because of you now. Because of you, Vimbai. Because of you.
No, I'm just curious. I would have loved to see him here in person so we can have a nice exchange,
It's fine. Up Zimbabwe, up Nigeria. I mean, what else can I say? We have now gone back to the time where we start to do all the permutations, which is a really sad one for Nigeria, but I just hope we're able to sail through. But it's going to be a very difficult one, to be able to get across. And really, I want to congratulate you on Kirsten Coventry. Yeah, one for Africa, another very big one for Africa. Great Zimbabwe and doing great out there, and an international body. That's a good one.
Okay. Now, I was reading a story. Solomon Dalong, former Minister of Sports, had certain things to say. He was saying that the last time, for a fact, that we qualified for the World Cup was in 2018. And that since he left office as Minister of Sports, that Nigeria has not been able to qualify for the World Cup. And what are the issues that he pointed out? Poor administration, poor leadership. And also, he said the decision to abolish the Ministry of Sports and hand over sports to the National Sports Commission is part of the problem. And now, the reality, however, whether you agree with him or not, is that after that poor outing at the Akpabio Stadium in Uyo, Nigerians are now left to doing mathematical permutations, because that's precisely what Aaron did. Doing, okay, if because of Mokoena, there is a deduction of 3 points from South Africa, then Benin will benefit, Lesotho will benefit, then Nigeria. That's arithmetic, that's mathematics. Why should we ever find ourselves in that kind of situation? And so you may find some of the points raised by the fans who were visibly angry at that encounter with Zimbabwe. That look, we had Osimhen had helped us to score at the 74th minute, and then these Super Eagles, they just developed elephantiasis until the Zimbabwean who plays in English football put in a goal. 90th minute. We couldn't even hold on to that one goal from 74 minutes to the 90th minute. That is why, that was why many Nigerians were really very angry. But now we still have a chance in September when the final 4 legs will come up against Rwanda and South Africa. But Rwanda, they made it clear that they are in this also for the long haul. South Africa is also not joking. And Zimbabwe, they told us that they are not in Uyo for holidays. And in the 90th minute, they proved that they were not truly here for holidays. Instead, it was our own Super Eagles who had been, kept in the camp. Access to them was restricted so that they could concentrate. They lost concentration and exposed us to this embarrassment. I know I've preached about spirit of sportsmanship, but it can be hard for Nigerians, to be looking at the World Cup and facing the opportunity of not going there. As for Zimbabwe, well, people have been telling you that you should not show up the following day.
No,
people were saying they will fight you. But, you've been vindicated. Yes. You have proven that, look, certainly, the people of Zimbabwe are not on holidays when it comes to football. No. Do I congratulate you?
Please congratulate me. Some have gone as far as saying that maybe we are fellow giants of Africa with Nigeria. That's the kind of
Nigeria is the giant.
But, I think it was a fantastic game. I watched it with my heart in my throat for obvious reasons. I wasn't really sure who I was supporting, and I didn't want to reveal who I was supporting. So for me, a draw is the perfect outcome. Now, looking at the permutations around it, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it seems that if that Mokoena playing that game, that violation was reported within 24 hours, then it could have been considered. Unfortunately, that 24-hour period elapsed, and so no points will be deducted from South Africa is the official position we're hearing from South African news. Zimbabwe, I'm a patriotic person, but I was genuinely shocked that the Super Eagles defeated that Zimbabwean team, because it was made of guys who are in their mid to late 30s. These are guys who are sort of at the end of their careers. Some have just retired from playing football in South Africa and now playing local football in Zimbabwe. So, a lot of us were happy to be patriotic on the day, but let's just say thank you to the Super Eagles who were magnanimous to make sure that peace can reign in some of our homes, that some of us can show up to work as, the draw was, for me, who is not really much of a football fan, a very befitting outcome. Fellow giants of Africa.
Zimbabwe now is saying they are very...
We can carry our shoulders.
Don't worry. As they say, it was 1-1 goalless draw.
1-1 goalless draw.